October is Cybersecurity Month, and the need for greater protection online is more important than ever.
That's right. Billions of dollars were lost last year in online scams. Consumer investigator Kristine Lazar joining us now with more on how to stay safe. I know we talk about this all the time, and yet we still talk about it happening to people all the time.
Yeah, that's because the best way to prevent these types of scams is through education. So someone sitting at home watches something, we're talking about a new scam, and they say, oh, I'm not going to fall for that. I'm going to be educated, and we need it because unfortunately people are losing.
Power.
Yes, because once you lose the money, very hard to get it back. That $16.5 billion, by the way, lost to online scams was a 33% increase over the year before. I'm joined now by Kimberly Samra, Google's cybersecurity expert. Kimberly, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So to begin with, what are the most common and also the emerging scams we're seeing online right now?
Yeah, so they really run a list, right? They can be online dating scams. They can be scams, those text messages you're getting on your cell phone talking about a package that you never sent away for, or a late, past due toll fee that you have. So it really just depends. And with AI, a lot of these, methods are getting a lot more savvy and a lot harder to spot.
And we know, too, that often these scammers will take information that they glean from us from data hacks. And so they really personalize it. And that's why it can often be, I've talked to people who are very educated, young, old, all different types of demographics who are victims of scams. So can you give us some tips on how to identify these scams and how to keep our personal information out of the hands of cyber criminals?
Yeah, so number one, I would make sure that you're using the right tools, right? And that'll make sure that your online accounts are all automatically protected. Just like the bad guys are using AI for bad, we're using AI at Google for good to keep you automatically protected. And so include those tools, but also be wary of, information from strangers, right? Somebody reaching out to you urgently saying they need something like personal information, financial information. If you see an email that says, it's from Kimberly Samra, but when you hover over it says hacker.com, that's a big red flag, right? So look for that. And don't directly click on those links that you're seeing through text messages or emails. Instead, hover over them, see if what they're saying that it'll take you to is actually going to take you to that website. And also just type it in yourself. If somebody's saying it's your bank, just type it in the URL while you're on your own.
And so this is always a good predictor kind of what people are dealing with online. What are people searching for on Google when it comes to cybersecurity?
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing that people are, seeing an increase in scams. Over the past year, over 60% of Americans have seen an increase in scams. And our Google searches have seen that people are trying to protect themselves, trying to make good decisions. We've seen people, some of the top searches are around identity theft protection, Google Password Manager, different things like what is phishing, what are phishing scams, what are phishing emails. So people are trying to protect themselves and looking for the right tools to protect themselves.
And before we let you go, if someone has just kind of the bandwidth to do one thing to tighten their cybersecurity, what would you recommend they do?
Adopt passkey. Passkeys are easier to use and a lot safer than passwords. We're trying to get people away from passwords. Passwords are easy to break. They're hard to remember, constantly being abused in data breaches. So use passkey. All you have to do, you don't have to remember any password. You just use whatever method you use to unlock your phone to get into your account.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kimberly. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.